In this video, I'm going to talk about how to drag bunt from the left side. So let's first start with how we grip the bat. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. What I did when I would square, my bottom hand would stay still, so it would be right by the knob. My top hand would go up around this area, right by the handle, and I would almost be wrapped with my hand. I prefer to be wrapped with my hand because that gives me the most barrel control. So another way that you can do it is when you square, both hands move up so they're a little bit closer together and you're still gonna be right by this handle with that top hand wrapped. The last common way that you can hold the bat is you'll take your top hand, thumb and index finger, and you're gonna pinch right behind the bat. Some hitters feel more comfortable this way because their fingers are out of the way in case that ball goes down. But when you become a very good bunter, wrapping your hand is not a big deal because you're going to be getting that ball right on the end of your bat. So now let's talk about what our feet are going to be doing, when to show the bunt, and how to get that bunt down. When you're drag bunting, you're going to be set up the exact same way as if you were soft slapping or power slapping. I know there's some people who prefer to move up in the box. You can do that one if you're drag bunting, you want to make sure that you're staying in the box, so you don't want to go too far. But the other thing is when I moved up from my normal spot, I was giving that away to the defense. So I'm set up normal. When the pitcher starts her motion, I'm going to start my motion just like I would if I was power slapping or soft slapping. So as the pitcher's going back, I'm also slowly moving with her. Now I haven't taken any steps yet. And remember, every slapper is going to be a little bit different with how they start. So some slappers might just shift their weight to their back leg before they cross over. Some slappers might take a really big step in towards their back foot and then cross over. I've even seen them take a step back with this right foot. Regardless of what you do, when the pitcher goes back, you're going to start to shift back your weight onto this back leg. For me, I bring my right foot in just a bit. So I'm going to shift my weight back and I'm going to take my step with my right foot. Before I take my crossover step, I'm going to immediately get my barrel out to show that bunt. When you're doing this needs to be very quick. So you got to get to this position before you take that crossover step. If you are slow with your bat getting around, you're probably going to be late and then you're not going to have control of your barrel. So you can still be sneaky with this, and I know it might not seem like it because we're getting our barrel out before we're actually crossing over. So you might think you're showing it early, which means the defense is going to crash early. It's not the case though. Once you put it together, you'll see that everything is bang bang. So pitcher starts her motion, I'm gonna shift my weight on this back leg, I'm taking my step, I'm getting my barrel out, and then immediately I'm taking this step with my crossover foot so I can get that bunt down. If we're late with our bat or we're slow, it usually goes out and around, and then we don't have much control with our barrel. So when you're bringing your bat around, think like you're taking your knob and you're keeping it close to your body and you're putting it right into your right pocket. So now let's talk about how to get the bunt down. So it's called a drag bunt because everything is in one motion and you're essentially dragging that ball with you. Personally, I tried my best to get it down that first base line every single time because 9 times out of 10, I'm safe. That is a really hard ball for the defense to get and to throw you out within 2.8 seconds. So where bunters and slappers get in trouble is we try and go to first base way too soon. Our barrel leaves the zone, which means it's not covering the plate and we're gonna miss the ball. You do want to be opened up just a little bit more than normal because you want that advantage to first base. So you want a couple extra steps to first while you're still getting the bunt down. You just need to make sure that you're not running too soon. So once you get your crossover foot down, the ball might be hitting the bat and you might already be on your way to first. You just need to make sure that your bat is staying right here. For me, when I did a drag bunt, I did my best to get it down first base line every single time because 9 times out of 10, I'm safe. It is very tough for the defense to feel the ball and throw you out within 2.8 seconds. Now, not every pitch you're going to be able to drag it with you down first base, but if you have that opportunity, do it. So let's talk about how to get the bunt down and where that ball is going to hit on that bat. I'm squared around, my left foot is down, top hand is wrapped right around this handle, so I have a lot of control of my barrel. When the ball comes in, I'm going to be focused and doing my best to hit it right on the end of the bat because if I hit it around this area, that's the dead part of my bat and it's just going to die. When we swing and just hit away normally, we want to hit the ball right on this sweet spot because that's where you get the most pop. With bunting, you want to try your best to get it on the end of the bat. When you make contact with the ball, so when the ball is coming in, you want to hit the top of the ball so it drops straight down. We definitely don't want our barrel going under the ball. It could be even, that's fine, as long as your barrel is going down just a bit. But again, if you can help it, Ball's coming in, get your barrel on top of the ball, so right when the ball hits, it dies. Now when you're making contact with the ball, what we don't want to do is swing at it. We do want to be very dominant with this top hand because we want barrel control, but we want to make contact with the ball. Right when it makes contact, we want to let go, and that's it. Think like you have a glove on your hand and you're just catching that ball in your glove. So yes, you're very dominant with this top hand, but you want to make sure contact is very soft. No aggressive slapping, catch it with your bat. Right when that ball hits, it's just going to die right in front of you. Now the last thing is how you want to hold your bat. Do you want your barrel high or do you want it even? I've seen a lot of arguments for this. I prefer just a little bit higher with my barrel. Again, to me, I feel like I'm able to hit on top of the ball and it can go down. Now, some balls that I did bunt, sure, my barrel was even. So I'm not gonna say definitely get your barrel up or definitely have it even. Do what works best for you. So focus on getting the top of the ball and you're hitting on the end of your barrel and good things are gonna happen. Last tip here, when you're doing all of this, don't go slow through the box. Keep everything the same, just like you would power slap or soft slap. You always want your feet the same speed. You're just gonna make sure that you're showing your barrel before that crossover foot hits. You're getting on the end of the bat and you're hitting on top of the ball, and you want to do your best to get it in this dead area in between catcher and pitcher, in between catcher, first base, and catcher and third base. And if you can do that, you're safe every time. And this is what's going to look like full speed.